Okay. Wait, but
Yeah, I think we can go directly on the
I
topic.
think
maybe.
this started. Yep.
Perfect. All right.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Okay, we are waiting 2 minutes.
Let's get some people in.
Yeah.
are we live right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello from the Sinovate team in Ankara. We have a team meeting here.
A very big one.
Yeah.
So do not hesitate to post questions in the channel, okay? And you have the channel in Discord and the YouTube channel. So do not hesitate, okay?
Feel free to ask us anything.
These are the more recent questions.
Okay, cheers.
Yeah. Thank you for the one that are already proposed some questions. Thank you very much. So we are going to answer one by one, okay, from the beginning to the end. And do not hesitate if you have specific question on the technology or marketing, development, and so on and so on. Okay.
Owen,
Should we start with the
Yeah,
first
should we-
question?
Yeah. Maybe
If you want, I can.
I think at the top, there's
the
another.
top,
there's one.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so Implacable asked us, when is it possible to do DeFi on Ethereum and the Binance Smart Chain blockchains? After last update, is there going to be LP? Is the APY going to be increased to get more people in the project? So thank you for the question, Implacable. This is a nice question. Right now, we have the bridge code already finalized and already working. We still didn't deploy it because we're still waiting for the fork. So when the fork is going to be done, we're going to automatically deploy both bridges. And we're going to start seeing how the bridges are used and how much usage there is. And if there's enough usage and enough attention, we could actually add more bridges and consider stuff like Matic, Arbitrum, some other L2, or even Solana. LPing is going to obviously be possible. It's going to be your standard ERC20 token. And we don't have any plans for APY increasing right now, but I'm sure that we're going to have some sort of promotion to incentivize liquidity providers, for sure. Then, second question, John B. Has a few questions coming in. Okay, so the first question coming from John B is about the proof of stake chain split issues we'd be having on the new code base. So I'm gonna start providing some technical details. They're probably gonna sound a little complicated to understand, so I'm also gonna give a very simple rundown at the end of my answer. So what has happened right now is when building the proof of stake code we're currently using, I rely heavily on two parts of the node, which things are gonna get quite technical here, but mainly I rely on the indexer, which is the part of the node which currently saves up all the transactions, all the transaction data, and stores it on disk, and also synchronization and how synchronization works right now. So since we're using a new Bitcoin 0.021 code base, there have been some major changes to the indexer, which have made it completely async, since the new node has completely different internals and the indexer is actually just another part on top of the main node. That means that the indexer cannot be used reliably to create valid hashes on stakes, and we cannot use it for validation on sync, because the moment we try and validate something which is not reliable, there will be cases when the stake, which is perfectly valid, doesn't pop up as valid simply because the indexer was behind or the indexer missed some data. And that's something that we're working on fixing. Now, this means that we obviously know exactly what is causing the issue. Now, what do we know that could actually fix this? actually fixing this is going to be something. Well, I'm working on it. I've been working on it for quite a while right now, and my aim here is not fix it and completely disregard all the improvements an async indexer would bring us, because an async indexer, asynchronous data for an indexer, is probably the quickest and best way to have a Bitcoin node run, as you don't need to wait for the whole chain to be indexed just to use your node. It's mainly the best speed upgrade Bitcoin Core has received in a very long time. So my aim is to integrate this change. And while I could fix this quite easily by slowing down the whole node and removing all the async indexer benefits, I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to find a way to get this working async. Unfortunately, it's not been very simple. And as you can see, we're still working on it. I'm still trying my best. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a solution working anyways. So that's the main part, and that's the main point I want to emphasize. We're still doing it. I'm still getting it. I'm still trying to get it working. That's for sure. And for an actual time rundown and how much time it would actually take, I think and I estimate anywhere between 2 weeks and the end of the year, depending on how much work I can get done and how much we can actually push this forward. But we will definitely deliver this before the end of the year, that's for sure. So the second question, so from John B, is total staking rewards and how much the ROI will change depending on how much an individual stakes. So right now, the proof of stake implementation is going to be a static, fixed SIN reward per each block with no changes. And we don't plan on giving any benefits to somebody who stakes more, and no extra benefits or no benefits to people who stake less. It's going to be a system where every single person who holds Cinemate has the same chance to win a proportionate reward. And ROI is obviously going to be the same for everybody. So we don't have any type of modifier around values.
But if there are less people staking, then the ROI will be a little,
of course,
more in the beginning.
Staking will self-balance. So the more people stake, the less people are going to be in infinity nodes. So the more infinity nodes are going to be profitable, the less people are going to be staking. The more infinity nodes are less profitable, then more people are going to be staking, and it's going to be a sort of it's a natural system. We've already seen this in many proof of stake blockchains. The economic nature of profit and proof of stake with something else just makes it a triangle where people just keep moving around and around and around. So it'll stabilize for sure. Okay. Third question from John B. Is there a planned timeline for rolling out different hardware requirements on different Infinity nodes? So first of all, before we can even look into updating or enforcing hardware requirements, we must first actually gauge the real capacity needs and actually make a sort of diagram where we can actually understand how many gigabytes should a mini node have, how many CPU cores should a big node have. It's something which we're still working on, but most importantly, it's something we can only actually start understanding the moment we release BFTP or we release some sort of cloud storage solution, IDS, BFTP, whatever. So at the end of the day, until we don't get that out, we can't really start evaluating these limits, and we can't even start enforcing them. But it shouldn't be too complicated to enforce them. That's not the difficult part. If you want a technical answer, I can give a technical answer. Is he online?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. We don't see if he's online.
No, he's online.
Yeah, if you're online,
I'm sure
do not hesitate to speak in the YouTube channel.
I can give a technical answer too, but basically we would be randomly testing capacity for every node every time it wins a reward, and if the answer is correct about the capacity with some sort of proof of storage or some relatively complex task which shouldn't be too complicated to implement, we can be sure that that node has that capacity and that therefore it can be actually paid out to.
Number 4 is you already answered.
I already answered.
Already answered from the first question.
So I'll go to number 5. Would love to get a sense of the current progress on BFTP, B-mail, and SynCord over the latest thoughts on how these will be operated. Okay, so right now about BFTP, Bmail, and SYNCode, we are currently finalizing the protocol design, and we have already had a few tests with Pulse and with an open communication system. We are heavily working on protocol design, as this is the most important part. Once you get a solid protocol, you can build much better, much quicker, many different tools. So it's always a job of finding the best way to get the protocol up and to make sure that it's solid. Once the protocol is solid, we're going to be much quicker at actually implementing everything. So that's the current status on all of these. It's currently just finalizing protocols.
Right now, the cost, or how much it will cost, also not decided yet, right?
Yeah,
but we're
no,
thinking
still
about
working on it.
maybe, like, it's not 100% right now, but we're thinking about maybe it will cost something like one transaction. Every transaction of the cloud, it will take like one transaction and it will be burned, but it's still not finalized.
No, it's still work in progress. We're still working on the protocol, unfortunately.
And there will be no limit in the BFTP file transfer and file storage, right?
No, obviously no limits. Right now, there's no limits on storage, and there's no limits on speed.
And
stuff like
big
that.
nodes will store the data, and the other nodes, the mid nodes, will be backup, and like they will be replicating, right?
Yeah. In fact, it's the communication with one infinity node that will be done, and afterward, the infinity node will split.
Yes,
replicate
it's going to
the
be
data.
a round rosy system.
Yeah. So it should be very competitive with centralized solutions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
Data retention is going to be maximized.
It will be as fast as centralized, if not faster.
Yeah.
Okay, Dimitro from our Russian community.
Oh, hello, Denitro. Thank you for the question. So, you said that you like the idea about a custom Sinovate Raspberry computer with its wallet and coins. Will it be available ever? Yes, right now
working on it.
we are working on it, and this is the Raspberry
Pi 400.
Pi 400.
We will have
The
our own
integrated
version.
keyboard, isn't it?
Yes, we will have our own version, but we will have something with a battery inside. So we want the staking to go 724.
Yeah.
We already set up the wallet inside of this. We're gonna have a staking distro, right?
Yes, yes. So since these are very simple machines and they don't require too much setup, we can make this even more simple by adding our own staking distro, which is going to automatically stake your coins. And why not? Maybe come with a preloaded wallet with some coins. Who knows? We're also looking at
also it will
ways
consume
to-
about like a couple of watts of energy.
very, very energy efficient platforms, which are basically built for staking. And it should be actually pretty easy to start staking with this. And that's the aim for staking, getting as many people as possible to contribute to consensus.
And it will start staking automatically.
Yes, the digital, you just got to bid it up, and you're going to have your wallet, and it's going to ask you to encrypt it. Once you got it encrypted, it's just going to start staking. And if it shuts down and reboots, it's going to start staking automatically without you needing to do anything. That's the main part of how this is going to be simple and quite effective, quite secure.
All right.
So, les miroirs.
Exactly.
Les
miroirs.
miroirs. Thank you. Has asked us, are there active connections / overtures being made to individuals and companies who may want to use Sinovate's D-Cloud, like Altera? The investments I follow who show them as promise are the ones who can capitalize on their infrastructure by pulling in clients, new contracts, and projects that may benefit from Sinovate's innovation, but will also bring name recognition and a means of expanding Sinovate's reach by enriching it through use. Thank you for the question. Very nice, very, very articulated question. Let's move on. So right now, after the whole Altera ordeal, we have chosen to shift away from looking actively, like pursuing partnerships with different companies, because we have noticed that most of the times it's very difficult to attract a company or an individual or a new project if there is no type of active product being released and done. So when there's no active product being released and done, it's not the best. And I also feel like it's going to be much easier once the product comes out to attract new projects and new companies. Because at the end of the day, cloud storage is one of the biggest ways companies need to cut costs on, because it's quite expensive and companies have a lot of data to store in a secure way too. So in the moment we're going to release our project, I'm sure that it's going to be much more easy to get new projects and new partnerships working with us. But right now, we're not going to actively pursue anybody. There's no point in doing that right now. And about the second part, what's everyone's favorite color? So
My favorite color is Sinovate blue.
how about you, Brooke?
As the same, I like blue.
You too like blue?
Yeah.
How about you?
You guys go blue.
I was about to say blue too. Okay, we
Yeah.
all like blue. It's
Well,
yeah.
yes, this is why we
Especially
choose the
this
blue for
sky blue.
very blue, very
Sky
blue.
blue.
Amazing blue, amazing blue. Okay.
Okay, some questions Wayne gathered.
Okay, so Crypto Wayne has gathered for us a few questions. Thank you very much, Crypto Wayne, for gathering them for us. So
This was
question
already answered.
Oh yeah, I think I already answered number one.
Number 2.
Number 2, I only use Google Cloud Storage to store my photos. Why would I use Sinovate Cloud Storage? Well, basically, it comes down to the fact that, first of all, Google Cloud does not encrypt your photographs, and Google Cloud will have a copy of your photographs all the time, everywhere, even if you try and cancel it from Google Cloud. And secondly, Google Cloud is a centralized solution, so it might go down tomorrow, and you may lose access to all your data. In a decentralized context, everything you're going to upload is going to be encrypted, so only you're going to be able to access it, provably. And number 2, you're not going to be able to lose it because decentralized networks cannot go down, and that's the main point about how effective this solution would be. So yeah, if you value privacy and if you value uptime and don't want to risk losing all your data because Google Cloud goes down, in Sinovate's cloud storage is going to be a very good solution for you.
I would add something about the uptime, and I saw recently that the uptime of Bitcoin was 99.9%, and the Google platform for storage is around 99.5%, which shows that decentralization is a way to have always access to your data.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the more time goes on, the more incidents can happen and the more the percentage can go down. It's the other way around with decentralized networks. They usually get stronger.
Okay, number 3 from Wayne.
Number 3, Infinity nodes are up and running. How much data can they store? Or have you got limits to the amount you can store? Okay, so right now, we did have a figure from a graph from, it was that Zeus's graph?
Yes, maybe.
About data storage,
yeah.
how much data they had. But I think that was an estimate. Was an estimate.
Yeah, it was an estimation.
It was a Remy's.
Yeah, Remy.
Oh, Remy's.
I think it's a network.
It's using the storage we have.
It depends on what kind of hardware they want. There's a good server PC can have a very big storage. Terabytes of storage, hundreds of terabytes of storage. So it depends on how much the user will spend on his hardware.
Yeah.
I think there is no limitation for what you want to
Yeah,
store.
no limitation.
More you are providing data.
Cost is the limitation only.
Yeah, so only the cost. Maintenance cost.
So
I have
there's
just a
no
question.
limitation.
I have just a question to come back on the second
Wayne.
question.
Yeah.
Wayne. So Wayne said, follow up to that question about Google Cloud. If I remove my photo from Google Cloud, do they still have a copy? So yes.
They do, right?
Always.
There's no guarantee they don't, so you gotta assume they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's how we live right now. Yep.
Well, they have the key.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4. What do you hope to achieve when moving to the India market?
Well, obviously, we hope to reach more people. That's the main part,
India is one of the biggest markets,
Very
and
big.
they are also tech oriented. They care more about the fundamentals than mooning. So I think it's going to be a good market. We are hoping to have a great effect in the Indian market.
Absolutely.
We have big marketing prepared for this. Indian influencers, YouTubers, and digital magazine, famous Indian tech magazine, Analytics Insight.
Yeah.
We are prepared, and next week the Indian market will start. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Wait.
Always fingers crossed.
Yeah, always. 5.
Okay. I understand that technology development takes time, but when will we see Betelgeuse release? And is this the next big step for Cinemate? Okay, so first of all, yes, of course, this is a very big step for Cinemate. There's a lot of technical improvements going on, new code base, new software, very much updated, very much quicker, very much more stable, very much more streamlined. Automatic integration with Bitcoin Core updates for upstream. Automatic changes. When we do changes, we're going to be having Travis again. We're going to get fully automatic testing. We're going to get functional tests. We're going to get. It's going to be a whole thing. So it's very big. And you see that you understand that technology development takes time, but at the same time, I already tried to explain this in my previous question. So I don't know if probably when this goes back up and you're going to already have your question answered. So I'm not going to go through that again, but I just repeat.
We will have our own custom proof of stake.
Absolutely.
That's one of the, and our consensus will be very hard to be broken.
Yeah, we're gonna
triple security.
We're also looking into getting that budget, the security budget, getting it up somewhere.
Yeah,
so
how much it will cost?
Viewing live, how much would it actually cost to bring down Sinovate? And if you can actually see the number right now, it's pretty impressive because for a small market cap project,
like 25% of the market cap, something like that, right?
Even I think when proof of stake comes in, I think it's a little more too.
It's a little more.
Yeah, but it's going to be a crazy number. I mean, for a small blockchain like us, we're really getting into high territory. Like once the blockchain gets a little fatter, it's going to be even difficult. So budget is going to be quite cool. But yeah, by the end of the year, Better Results release.
Yeah, and there are also improvements in the Infinity Notes code too. So Battlegrounds will be Battlegrounds will be a big improvement for us for sure.
Okay, so question number 6: what do you look forward to the most with the development of Sinovate? That's a nice question. Thank you for asking that. So right now, what I'm really looking forward to is actually getting a nice proof of stake algorithm working and trying to get it provably secure through peer review. So I'm gonna probably release it, take some time to write a nice academic paper, try to get that academic paper reviewed and peer reviewed by as many people as possible. I've been in contact, obviously not in direct way, but I've been in relatively close contact with some popular figures around the proof of stake academic space. So I have been looking for different people to peer review this algorithm and just at least let them give me some sort of idea of what I'm doing and what I'm working on. Because right now the proof of stake scene is very important as we keep trying to get a better and better algorithm. All algorithms, I don't know if you've read through my blog, do have some issues. All of them have some limitations. Getting the perfect one up and running will be an amazing feat, especially from an academic point of view, if I can actually release a good paper on it. So that's what I'm really looking forward to right now. Thank you for the question.
Okay, number 7. How will Sinovate, the company, make money further development? I can answer this if you want.
Yeah, go for it, Tom.
Well, we're not a company. We're a decentralized blockchain. And our income is only through the developer fees, and we will keep building. We will increase our value, and it will help us to develop further. That's
absolutely That's good.
Keep building. Number 8.
Will you ever build a wallet that will store other coins like BTC, of course, and maybe other coins that are starting out? Right now, we don't have any plan to build a multi-coin wallet, but perhaps in the future, if the need arises, sure, why not?
But our wallets, especially the upcoming apps with Singort, they will have many custom stuff, so the BTC or any other coin will not be needed. It will already have lots of things inside.
Well, I mean, it's another coin.
Messaging, wallet with messaging, file storage, file upload.
And the wallet will support the Infinity chain. And so the Infinity chain is an ecosystem with a lot of chains.
Yeah, many tokens.
We need to have many tokens and to support these tokens.
Yes, that's for sure.
Yeah, with the sidechain, we will have the multiple wallets for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, what exactly happened with that real estate company? I can answer this question. When we shook hands with them, because this is a decentralized blockchain, we didn't have a contract with them, and then since let's say February, we had every week with them a video conference But in summertime, I told them we're going to be a little late for like 2 weeks or something. They said okay, but next week after I told them, they started to postpone the weekly meetings. They said they found some excuses like summertime, we are on holiday, things like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 meetings postponed. Then I started to contact them, their lawyer, and their lawyer did not get back to me. I texted him, he didn't get back to me, and this is basically what happened with them. And we didn't try to reach them anymore because there was no need. So this is exactly what happened. That's why we want to make a partnership when we release our products. This is one of the experiences we had this time, and we don't want to make any partnership because development takes time, and you cannot foresee what's going to happen. So it's better to release the products first. We build,
Absolutely.
and they will come.
Absolutely. If I can give my take on this, my main feeling right now is that they couldn't go forward with it due to regulatory pressure, either regulatory pressure or some other type of regulatory issue.
They also didn't know what they really want, like
it was very difficult to work with them.
Different ideas comes to, they hear something and they try to implement this or but they don't even know what they want.
They tried to make me do an ERC 1151. I don't know. It was
or 731 or something like that. Security
RC type of contract, but that wasn't in the plans, never. So yeah, I feel like they were very confused, and regulatory pressure isn't easy to deal with. So.
I also follow them from their website and all, and I see. They have not released anything yet.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to go with the Ethereum route, but nothing yet.
It's regulatory issues for sure.
There is a good question. What motivates you to keep? It's in YouTube. What motivates you to keep building?
Thank you, Andrew, for the. Oh, you want to go?
No,
sure, no worries. Thank you, Andrew, for the question, by the way. So, what motivates us to keep building? Should I go first? Want to go first?
No, you can go first.
If you want to go first, I'm sure. I mean, I can talk about what motivates me to keep building, but at the end of the day, what really motivates me is making a good, technology that people can actually use. That's really the end of the motivation. The more people can use good technology, fair technology, open technology. I really stand for the core principles of open source. We're going to be open sourcing everything we're going to do. That's going to be fundamental for everything we're going to do in the future. The more people do this, the more people actually use good technology, open technology, really well-made stuff. I feel like the more we can move towards a better future, and that's really what motivates me the most right now.
Yeah. In fact, we are at the genesis of what could be internet in the 19th, at the early of 19th, and we are developing the internet of data. And it's an ecosystem. It's a whole thing where we have businesses, individuals coming to use your infrastructure to create your services, apps, stuff like this. So we are creating the foundations of this ecosystem, and it is very motivating because you don't have limits to develop a multiple of services.
That's amazing. Yeah.
About the company, I cannot say they're sketchy, but I can say that they were not professionals for sure. I cannot say that they're sketchy.
No, I don't think they were sketchy. They weren't even not professional. I just feel like they couldn't just come to us and say, hey, the thing we talked about for 3 months, we're going to cancel it because of regulatory issues. So
exactly. Yeah.
You can't even blame them for that.
Yeah.
Okay, new questions from 010101.
Thank you for the question, 0101. So number one, other cryptos have halving implemented in the protocols. Is this something that Cinemate has considered? In that case, what is the team's viewpoint on this? So my main viewpoint on this is that halvings are a very interesting mechanic, which come from Bitcoin, and they come from the deflationary store of value that Bitcoin is trying to be. It's amazing for Bitcoin. I really like the idea. But in the case of Sinovate, we are actually working to, first of all, right now, not change subsidies and keep them as they are as much as possible. Secondly, we have cut subsidies quite significantly since the last 2 years. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have
many halvings. We had many halvings.
Yeah, we've already done a lot of that. So we currently feel like the subsidies are pretty much good, and we don't feel like there's any need to change them. So as long as the community doesn't express another viewpoint, I feel like this is what I'm going to keep thinking for the time being, at least. So question number 2, what measures are you implementing to make the Sinovate crypto price increase in the future? I'm a developer. I really work on code. I don't even know the price right now. That's
we keep building. The price is not our thing. The price will the community will decide on the price. Not
that's
we.
Your job, guys.
We will keep working.
We don't really care about it, unfortunately.
Number 3 is it's T-Rex miners development. We don't know them, and we don't know who they are. They are closed source miner developers.
T-Rex is an open source. You're not going to find the GitHub or Twitter. I don't think. I'm sure
because they have developer fees. They have commissions. So that's why they keep it.
Like Claymore.
Yes, like Claymore, exactly.
Okay. Fair enough. No, unfortunately, we don't know him.
On which
SHA is Sinovate built on? I'm sorry, Awad. Could you clarify the question? Like SHA as in the hashing algorithm?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it's SHA 256.
But we don't build on hashing algorithms. Like what do we use as hashing algorithms?
25 algorithm.
No.
Well, we use C++ on our
that's the
development.
Language.
Yeah, that's the code.
I don't know, Awad. If you can clarify the question, I'd be happy to answer you. If you're talking about hashing algorithms, we currently don't have any SHA-based hashing algorithms. Everything we use for mining and for hashing blocks is X25X and X22I for the past. That's all we have.
But we're also planning to change the algorithm, not this hard fork, but next year with the release of BFTP and SynCord, we are planning to change the GPU algorithm too. By that time.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions? We are waiting. Sinovate community.
Do not hesitate. Truly.
Yes, do not hesitate.
Ask us anything you want.
Yes. Also, you can ask from YouTube to YouTube chat.
Don't worry, I will just write your question.
No, I think he understood. I think that's what his question was.
Okay, good.
Well,
great.
Yeah, good.
I saw some community members have been asking, like, it's been a long time. You guys haven't produced any products, things like that. Like, why is it taking so long? Well, we were in the infrastructure state for a very long time. We built our Infinity nodes, and now we built our custom proof of stake. So without them, our cloud will be not efficient. So we needed them. Now we are at the final stage of proof of stake. We will fix this, and next year when we release our cloud products, the first products, our cloud will be exactly bulletproof.
Yeah.
By the way,
I saw the reason.
Just refresh.
Let's refresh it.
Yeah, refresh it. Should go back in.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Great. Okay. A question. I think you have a question.
Oh, yeah, a few questions on YouTube.
When can you expect Battlegrounds hard fork? Well, we are going to release it before the end of this year. Let's say holiday times or before the holiday times.
It's an estimation, of course.
Estimation, yes.
Of course,
if everything goes all right. But the most important thing is, if we cannot release it by that, we can release it 2 weeks later. It must be perfect. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
We just want to release a product that has some issues.
We have some questions. What is the typical user of Sinovate or Jagged?
Sin is short one. No, Sinovate is actually Sinovate Infinity Nodes. Sin stands for Sinovate Infinity Nodes. It first started as Secure Infinity Nodes, and then we changed it to Sinovate Infinity Nodes.
I will come up on the question on the top. But what is the typical user of Sinovate? I mean, currently it is.
Which question?
Just below. You see from on drop, LD. Just at the top. Yeah. No, at the top. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I mean, everyone can be user of Sinovate.
Absolutely.
I mean, first we can you can transfer your assets with Sinovate. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like Bitcoin. And for target user, I mean, for the G-Cloud, the idea is to target everyone that needs data
Cloud
storage. So it can be individuals, like you have some solution like WeTransfer. WeTransfer you can use. So we can have some services like this, and we can. I think the idea is to develop infinite nodes with businesses. Some businesses could become owners of infinite nodes. I mean,
in the future.
In the future, I think so. And of course, every service is like will need data storage. So it's we don't have boundaries.
No boundaries. Exactly. Yep.
From Sid, we have a question. What prompted the change from Suka to Sin? So
It's a question for Talma.
yeah, it's whatever.
Well, Suka name is, I think it was quite catchy, but first of all, Suka was a proof of work only blockchain, and this is a global world. In some languages, Suka had different meanings, so we wanted to have a rebrand. It's very common to have rebrands in the crypto world. Dash had like 2 different names before, X and Dark or something like that. Yes,
Dark coin.
Yeah. So that was the reason to rebranding. Cinemate with many innovations. Suka did not have any innovations other than a GPU algorithm.
Yeah.
I also had the time lock. Are you planning on using it? Well, we are using our budget on PR, and we are waiting for releases. For example, Indian market costed us like around $30,000.
There's financial statements.
Yeah, there are
just because of that.
There are financial statements. You can check the financial statements.
Check all the financial statements.
Yes,
each month.
Very transparent.
Each month, yes, exactly. We're very transparent about this.
There's maximum transparency. So.
Yeah.
So yes, we spend a lot for Indian market, and this summer we spend some.
We will also have a YouTube on Vask Coin, the famous.
We should have a video there.
We will have a video on Vask Coin.
So we are trying our best, in fact, to spread the word as well.
Yeah, our first marketing and PR is about India. Next week, it's starting next week. But when we make the Battlegrounds release, we're gonna have an extra marketing for that too, of course.
Yeah. And of course, the community support is as well the best marketing we can have. I mean, we are in this system, and community is the foundation of this.
Community is all we have.
Absolutely.
So do not hesitate to spread the word. And I think the next week we will have another Ask Me Anything. So
yes, we're gonna have another AMA next week in Indian
for the
Indian market.
Absolutely.
But it will be in English, so feel free to join, of course.
Yeah.
How do we look, by the way, Sinovate community?
The 3 of us all together.
We are so happy. The first time we met after 3 years, we've been trusting each other for 3 years without seeing each other. And
Never.
And this is the first time we met, and we're really happy that we're together.
Absolutely.
We wanted to share it with you.
Oh, and thank you, Android and Nigel and Sid for the questions. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, everyone in the YouTube.
Everybody else, feel free to ask questions. Anything. Thank you, Jaden.
Thanks, Jaden. There's one question was coming. We can just continue chatting while they're asking some questions.
So, I think we can maybe give some insights about the messaging app, what we want to do. So for the messaging app, the idea is to fuse, with the wallet, and to have the possibility to send accounts, chat with someone, send videos as well, as we don't have limitation. And the idea to have solution that could be that could compete with Session, for example?
Our messenger app will be the first paid messenger app.
Yeah.
Not free, but it will be the most secure.
Yeah, of course. So you
It will not cost too much, but you need to have SYN in your app. Your messenger app will also be a wallet, Sinovate wallet. So you need to have some SYN in your wallet, especially confidential files and messaging will be really useful for people who wants to use it.
Of course.
Any other platforms?
Android
go on the top.
With Infinity nodes, node operators are rewarded with SYN for keeping the network running.
He's here.
One more question. Proof of stake versus Infinity nodes. As far as I know, when you stake, you don't really provide any storage.
That's correct.
That's correct. Yes. When you stake, you don't provide any storage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With Infinity nodes, node operators are rewarded with SYN for keeping the network running. When you introduce POS, would the incentive to run nodes disappear?
So it was the reality to what you said before.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't.
Thank you for the question, Andrew. So first of all, yes, you're right. Staking and proof of stake does not imply adding any storage to the blockchain. But the point is that while Infinity nodes are rewarded for both keeping the network running and storing data, proof of stake and stakers are only rewarded for keeping the network secure. So they miss out on the second stream of revenue, which is from data storage, which should be the most important part. So that means that it's going to be difficult for stakers to match or actually get the same amount of Sinovate back from their staking as much as the Infinity nodes will be getting from data storage and keeping the network running. So while the incentive could go away, stakers and miners will always pay Infinity nodes. So whatever the staker does, he's still paying Infinity nodes. And whatever the Infinity node does, it's always going to get paid, no matter the miner or the staker. Instead, miners, stakers, they don't get the same benefit. So it's really a position of force, the one the Infinity node has. And it's very difficult for the staker to get any type of advantage. So as I see it right now, I feel both of them will be getting very similar levels, but staking will always stay a little less due to the IDS benefits, and Infinity nodes will be the most important option. You can stake with any amount when you can not run a node with any amount. So that's also a very big difference right now.
And in the proof of stake, I mean, you can stake your coin for a specific time. I mean, you choose the time. With Infinity node, you are burning coins.
Yeah.
And it's for 12 months. So you need to think about this when you are setting up an Infinity nodes. It's not the same services.
Yeah.
So it's a very important.
This is a great model. Both groups can benefit. Thanks a lot for explaining.
Thank you, Andrew, for the question. Very nice.
Sid, any other platforms that we can expect SYN to be available on the near future? Sid, if you're talking about DeFi platforms, we will be on them. Giacomo answered this question also in the beginning.
Yeah, I answered about it. We're obviously considering L2s, bridges to other blockchains, stuff like that for sure.
Okay, there's a question from Avid. Do you think your marketing for Sinovate is good enough yet? Well, while we're developing infrastructure, we are not pushing the marketing, but our marketing is always waiting for release times, and we are a no ICO and no pre-mine project. Yes, we have a developer fee, but we use our own budget. We self-fund our project, and things will be better in the future, and we will spend more for the marketing too, and we will improve it too. Please do not worry about that.
Yeah. We are going to do our campaign in India. I mean, we need to let time work and to see what will happen during this marketing. I mean, we are throwing some coins on the table and say, okay, let's gamble to work.
Yeah.
We don't know. In fact,
you can always get better too, and it's really it's an effort. And it's not something you can create in 1 month or 1 year. It takes some time, So
yeah, of course.
It is what it is.
Any other questions, Sinovate community? we can wait for a couple of minutes and we can end it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
guys.
of
If there's any other questions, feel free to ask them.
Yeah,
Thanks to everyone for participating, by the way.
yeah. Thank you, everyone.
We got many questions. I mean, yes, great.
Do you plan to do regular AMAs? Well, if the community wants, why not? We can. It's
we will have some AMAs with India markets, so people we can connect there. We have 2 AMAs. In fact,
yes, we have 2 upcoming AMAs, and then next year we can have AMAs. We will have next year we're releasing the product, so we need many AMAs. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Jaden, how is it in Turkey meeting each other? Great.
Amazing.
Yeah,
very, very amazing.
Really.
We're having a very nice time, and it was so nice to meet Tama, Ryuk, my boy. I mean, it's such a nice vibe. It really is a nice. After such time and such, waiting for just seeing each other from a screen, never actually seeing each other in real life, finally meeting,
it couldn't be
nice.
better,
Yeah,
really,
it's very nice,
really
nice.
great time.
And Turkey's an amazing country.
Yeah.
First time I've seen it.
Yeah, same.
Very, very nice.
Okay, one more from Android. I was really looking forward to the setup option in the Cine wallet that you released. For my understanding, when I set up a note from my tablet by burning Cine, how do I provide storage? Well, the setup is using not your Android tablet for the notes. You just when you set up a node in setup, it's automatically being picked from, let's say, 10, 11 different data centers around the world and random VPS. So you will just rent the VPS automatically, and you will store your data inside that VPS, but you will not know which data you store, and you won't even probably not know that if you store data or not. You will only understand the efficiency of the cloud storage by seeing the Cine market positive Cine market.
Mm-hmm.
The nodes will cost more, and they will bring more income with fixed dates, he says.
Yeah, about the regular.
About the AMA. Well, please let us know in Discord. We can have fixed days, of course. So we are open to everything, so it's possible. Current node storage is like 25 gigabyte or something, right? In future, if the demand is more, how will you maintain that? Probably increase the node tile, right? Will it be increased globally?
I mean, this storage is not fixed. I mean, it's currently 25 gigabytes just because we don't have PFT.
Yeah,
no.
it's an assumption.
It's the minimum spec of a VPS right now, 25 gigs.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It can be 25 terabytes,
For of course. The idea is not to make paying a lot to our user currently because we don't have BFTP. So we are trying to find the best solution, which is this. But in the future,
many users can set up a VPS on their house, on their office, or they can also rent a VPS from providers like Vultr, and then they can get a higher spec with a big storage, and it's possible,
Yeah, we believe that the one-click service will be not the only one. I mean, it's not
exactly.
It's impossible.
Exactly, the best is to have as many as possible services. And it is
but in the future we will have small tiers for the nodes, of course. Another one.
But I think that he was talking about increasing node specs.
And node specs and increase the node tier, right?
No, I think he's talking about node specs, like node capacity and storage.
You already answered.
I already answered that question. Yes, of course we're going to be increasing node requirements the moment the network fills up. It's going to be a natural process.
Okay, but say user A has not 100 gigabyte and user B have not 50 gigabyte. Will the rewards be for both the users? Asking out of curiosity.
Yeah, I know there was no specs. So I'll answer this. So it depends. If the limit for running a node is 50 gigabytes, then yes, the first node with 100 gigabytes is going to get more because it can host more files, assuming that the files are actually hosted. The second node is going to get filled up before and going to get less payments from less contracts, from less files. So the incentive is to always get more storage running once the usage gets there, obviously. And about node specs, the moment that the network gets full, we're just going to push up the node specs, and that's how it's going to go.
Nice questions, Gopal.
Yeah.
Thank you for the questions, Gopal. Very nice.
Very nice. Okay. I will add that the question of the data storage for in infinity nodes will grow with the balance of offers and demands. I mean, more the networks will demand data, the more people will deploy data storage in their infinite nodes.
The more money larger nodes going to make.
Exactly.
And more people going to try and make large nodes.
Yeah. I recommend to read about the economics in the white paper that explains a bit globally how it works and the period of inflation and deflation in the economy.
You should probably link it, maybe.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, one more question from Android.
Oh, like
what exactly generates the return on SIN burned? If I rent storage and it's not used, what generates the return?
I'm not really sure what SIN burned is.
what exactly?
Well, I'm trying to understand what is it purely algorithmic? Must read the white paper. Well, if you have a node and if you don't run your node, you will not get any rewards. That's the thing. If you don't run your node, you cannot use the storage of that node either. So if you want to get the return, you just need to have your node active.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, there's no requirements on storage.
Yeah, and currently we don't have a BFTP, so it's mainly reward from the.
Right now the reward nodes are getting.
He says, sorry, you burn SIN to pay for the storage server. No, you paid SIN to run your node. You burn SIN to run your node, and so there is no extra burn for the storage server.
Mm-hmm.
So, Android, from what I understand, you're trying to understand where the money is coming from back to your node. So, once you burn your node, you enter consensus, and you can actually build musics, which are what we use for the deterministic infinity node consensus, and that is your reward for running the infinity node. You actually actively contributing to the security of the network. So that's right now what's paying your node back. Even if we don't have IDS right now or BFTP right now, we're still getting nodes running and they're still getting paid and they're still making money because they're actually securing the network. It's the same concept as a miner, except you don't use electricity, but you use storage.
Can we set our own price for renting?
Of course.
Thank you for your kind words, Cobal.
Thank you, Gopal. And yeah, Robert, absolutely. Contracts are going to be your own. You can choose your own contracts.
Okay, one question from Discord.
Okay. So 0001 asks, I consider running a node. What are the minimum specs regarding processor cores, RAM, and of-course storage space? And most importantly, the operating system needs reboots from time to time. Can a server reboot once a day without problems? And if downtime, does this affect the payment in any way? So first of all, we don't have anything finalized for node specs. So we don't really know exactly what we're looking at, but we are not looking at extreme specs, at least for the start. Once usage builds up and we may need to pump the tires for nodes, then yes, it may come to actually larger specs. But for the start, there shouldn't be anything too prohibitive. Now, about reboots, one reboot today is probably not the best setup. I would think that one reboot a month is already pulling it a little too far. And downtime is going to be quite bad. You're going to get your rewards burned, and you're not going to get any payments from contracts because downtime is essentially you're dead for the network. So you're going to have to factor that risk into for sure.
We have a question in the YouTube channel.
But the server can be rebooted daily without problems if needed. You know, it's no problem. And when there's a reboot, it will not affect the downtime or payment. because we have something like 2 hours or something before.
Yeah, it's 2 hours, but I mean, in time it could become a risk.
Yeah.
If you shut down the moment you got to sign, for example.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like once a day could happen eventually.
Do you guys have any other projects going on individually besides Sinovate? No, we don't. Oh, Giacomo is a freelance developer. He's doing some coding for other projects, but he's the core lead developer in our project. Cinemate white paper.
Thank you, Letizia.
I'm not sure if we are out of time. Last question. Can you guys please explain how we are different from Flux?
Unfortunately, I'm not very accustomed with Flux. I don't really know much about it, so I can't really go into many details. If anybody here knows Flux, please go for it.
They have 3 different tiers, three different specs of the tiers, hardware specs. People create nodes, and Flux is renting those nodes for free. But who wants to use a VPS? The hardware, they're selling hardware resources. Like somebody wants to rent a 8-core VPS. They go to, like, instead of going to DigitalOcean, they go to Flux. It will be free for them, but they need to hold X number of Flux. The difference is we are not going to be renting our hardware resources. We're going to be
only storage.
We're going to be only storage, and Flux will have a limit of 2,000 nodes to rent out, or maybe 2,500.
Yeah.
But we will not have a limit in our storage. It will be unlimited number of storage in time.
Flux is a masternode technology, right?
Yes, and Flux is legacy masternodes. Yes, and we are using our own custom Infinity nodes.
We think that the Infinity node will have a higher uptime than masternodes.
Most likely.
On the lockdown.
Yeah, better uptime.
Masternode code is quite old.
Sin Old Suka, yes. Sinovate is Old Suka.
Yeah.
Rebrand.
We were in 2019, right?
2018.
Yeah.
2018.
2018. 26 September. I remember it very well. Okay, any more questions before we finish Sinovate community?
We got many questions, and so thank you for
thank you for all the questions. It was very, very nice interacting with you guys.
Yeah,
Gentlemen.
Thank you, Android.
Well, thank you, everyone. We really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too.
Oh, last question.
Can you host?
And this is Junior Sinovate. Say hi.
Well, websites are essentially data tied to a DNS and a name server and everything else. Perhaps in the future, once you get data up there, you can do anything with it. So we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
think
Why not? If there is demand, we will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The infrastructure can host this. In fact, there was the Web 3.0.
2002.
It's something that is a part of the.
Yeah.
I think it's just a sub-element.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
We are sending our love, best wishes to you.
Best wishes.
Yeah. And
Maybe
you will got a replay, and do not hesitate to share it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're recording all of this.
Yes, and please tell us when you want the next AMA, and we will arrange something about this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have a nice evening or day. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao. Good job, guys.